So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 60 minutes workshop designed especially for educators. Today, we're focusing on the three S's: summer, serenity, sanity, and self-care. Restoring your spirit, reclaiming your time. So, let that just resonate with you. Summer, serenity, sanity, and self-care. Can you relate to those three words at all? And as educators, you give so much of yourselves, and you do that throughout the school year. This workshop is all about restoring your spirit, reclaiming your time during the summer. It's your chance to recharge and prioritize your well-being. So we're going to explore some strategies to help you find peace, to help you find balance, to ensure that you also, when it's time to go back, you return refreshed and ready for a new school year. So let's dive into how you can make the most of your summer, starting with understanding the reality of educator burnout, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. But summer serenity, I want you to have that serene feeling by the end of the summer. I want you to uh, be sane and definitely have some self-care in there. So you're wondering, who is this woman that's talking to you? Well, my name is Cassandra Washington, and I'm going to help you with this journey today. First, I'm the founder of Teach and Take Time for You, a non-for-profit organization that focuses on educator wellness. And Educate and Excel is like a subsidy of Teach and Take Time for You, where we provide professional development. As you can see, I've been in your shoes, been in your shoes and understand the unique challenges that you face as a teacher, as a school administrator, just as an educator. I am an educator myself and a wellness advocate. I'm passionate about promoting balance and self-care and well-being in our busy lives. So this is a passion for me that has led me to write a book called Teach and Take Time for You, write some journals on the eight dimensions of wellness. I'm also a wellness and life coach, instructional designer, and I am an avid traveler. That traveling is like um, my therapy. Yeah, I'll say that. It is like my therapy. So that's a little bit about me, and we're going to move on to find out why we are actually here and having this session. So the purpose of this session is to empower you to focus on three main areas. One, restoring your spirit. Two, reclaiming your time. Three, recharge and prioritize your well-being. And then also to provide you with some practical tools to carry you through the summer. So restoring your spirit, reclaiming your time, recharge and prioritize your well-being, provide practical tools to carry you through the summer. So as educators, you work hard, incredibly hard. And it can be very fulfilling, but it requires a lot of emotional energy and a lot of physical energy too. So this summer, I want you to find ways to find your passion or rediscover your passion and enthusiasm so you can return feeling inspired. And then we want to refocus on reclaiming your time. We have these schedules that are this long, that wide, and feel very overwhelming for a lot of us. So let's explore some strategies on how to manage your time effectively, ensuring that you have both space for your professional life and your personal life responsibilities and interests. And then finally, we can discuss ways to recharge and prioritize your wellness, your well-being. It's so essential, so crucial for you to place your health and happiness in the forefront. Make it a priority so that you can allow yourself to be your best self in and out of the classroom and in and out of the school. So by the end of this session, what I'm hoping you'll have these practical tools to carry you through your summer and beyond because we want you, this is something that you're building a routine and you're being consistent so that you can always tackle those challenges of the new school year. Uh, before things get too heavy, you have a plan to take care of yourself. That's very, very important. So let's move on. Yes. So let's talk about reality checks. Nothing like reality. Why intentional summer planning matters more than ever. It's a crucial, it's essential that we know how we're going to plan out this summer so we can get the best out of it for our well-being. And as educators, we often find ourselves at the center of a whirlwind of activities, whether it's professional or it's personal. Personal, you got to deal with family responsibilities if you have kids or if you have parents that you're taking care of, or whatever else that you have responsibilities to do. So it can become overwhelming. There's this constant hustle, that can lead to the burnout. And we want you to be proactive, you know. So that's why we're going to have these strategies for you. So to prevent these things from happening or being overwhelmed, and you know when to say, you know what, I need to slow down. I need to slow down. So intentional summer planning is about taking control of your time and your energy. It's about setting aside that space for you to rejuvenate so you can, recharge your batteries because sometimes we're on E instead of on full, even if you're in half, but you don't want to go to empty, right? So let's talk about some renewal. So remember, it's not just about surviving the school year. It's about thriving too. Surviving is just not sustainable. You want to be able to thrive. And by prioritizing your wellness and your well-being during the summer, you can set yourself up for success in the long term. So this is actually going to lead us into a deeper understanding of the challenges many of us face as educators. So wow, here are some statistics on this slide. The state of educator burnout. I want you to take a look at this slide. We have K through 12 teachers that we're looking at, college and university educators, healthcare workers, and the general workforce. So according to a 2024-25 Gallup and Walton Family Foundation survey, educator burnout remains very high. With, almost 90% of K through 12 teachers reporting some level of burnout. Doesn't mean, everybody's ready to leave, but there are quite a few people leaving. While over half of K through 12 employees are facing high burnout, where we see 44%. So, but here's something interesting where many teachers, even though they face high burnout, they're still reporting high job satisfaction, which kind of creates this complex, I'm satisfied, but I'm burnt out scenario. And it's mainly driven by these heavy workloads that teachers and educators have and the financial strain because educators, not all educators are making a livable wage, depending on the state that you live in, the cities that you live in. Yes, teachers need to get paid more, but this data here is showing you, and you may feel it personally too, where, teachers are reporting the highest levels of burnout across all industries surveyed. And it's not just a personal struggle for us, it is systemic. It's a systemic issue, and it is affecting the quality of education and the well-being for our communities, because teachers are a part of the community. So you talk about community wellness, community health. If your teachers aren't well, then that is a problem. That is a problem, and we need more people to recognize that that is a problem. So as we delve into this topic of burnout and how it impacts just not just your professional life, but how it impacts your personal well-being and your overall life satisfaction. If you burnt out, believe me, it's affecting home too. So let's recognize it and let's address it. But you can't address it all in one. But what I want for you at this point in time is that for the summer, you're learning some tips and strategies on how to prevent yourself from burning out. So it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are about these statistics. So we're going to move on. Now, we know there's, when we're tired, y'all, some of us are just tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Understanding June tired. So let's dive a little deeper into what many of you all as educators feel and experience in that deep soul fatigue. First, we have compassion fatigue. You're putting a lot into your students. You're putting a lot into what's going on in their lives. You have that compassion and you have that empathy. But after a while of holding that space for your students' emotional needs, it's important to recognize how emotionally draining that is. You're holding on to it and you're trying to help. And eventually that burden is just taking a toll on you mentally and emotionally. And eventually it will take a toll on you as far as your physical well-being. And then decision fatigue. There's, as educators, we're making over 1,500 decisions per day, per work day. We're always thinking how to get something done. Our students feel like we know everything. And if you're an administrator, then your parents, your students, your staff, and the community are looking at you for all the answers. So that can be very mentally draining also. It's just zapping your mental energy. It's saying, come on, I want all that mental energy. So decisions all day long. And lastly, the physical exhaustion that you experience. Um, you leave the school when that final bell rings and you leave the school and you're just like, I'm so exhausted. Or you get in your car and you just want to sit there for a moment because you're exhausted. You are so fatigued. So that, there's the adrenaline crash, like, God, this has been a long day. So this isn't just tiredness. It's like this profound exhaustion that really impacts your wellness. It really impacts your health. So by understanding these three aspects, we gain insight into what we often call June tired. And I know some people get out in May, so hey, May tired, June tired, same thing. Recognizing it is the first step towards addressing it effectively, like anything else. So recognizing your June tired and what does it look like? So think about that. What does it look like? Is it the compassion fatigue? Is it the decision fatigue? Is it the physical exhaustion? Is it all three? Because it could be all three, y'all. It could be all three. Now, we hear the word self-care all the time. Educators self-care, teachers self-care. So what is really self-care? What is it? What is it and what isn't it? That's the question. What is it and what isn't it? So many people just assume that self-care is just about indulging in these bubble baths and wine, shirking all of your responsibilities. Some people think it's something you earn through overwork, and some people think it's a one-time summer checklist that you can just tick off. Okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. On the contrary, true self-care involves, this is big, y'all, and it's hard. This is the hardest one. Boundaries, setting boundaries, boundaries as a form of respect, not a form of respect for yourself, a form of respect for others. You have to set some boundaries because it helps to manage your energy systematically and helps to prevent burnout from all these things that people want you to do and you don't know how to say no. Systemic energy management, radical honesty about your needs, radical honesty about your needs and prioritizing your preservation, self-preservation. You want to you want to survive, but you want to do more than survive. You want to thrive. So there's that self-preservation of your future self. You can't give, 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 give. You can't say yes to everything, right? It's not sustainable. You got to empower yourself to set those boundaries, re contain your self-preservation, because it is about you sometimes. You can't do things, you can't lose yourself and try to help others either. Radical honesty about your needs, telling people what you need. That doesn't work for me. And when you say no, no is a full sentence. No means no. No means I don't have to explain why I said no. Why can't you do this for me? Because I don't want to. The answer is no. Yes, I know that's hard. Yes, it's hard to say no, but it's such a powerful word and it sets a boundary for you. So now think about what you define as real self-care. Is it the bubble baths and the spa and da 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 da? Or is it setting those boundaries, energy management, honesty about your needs, or preservation of your future self? Which one will you choose? Or do you choose all of them? I'm hoping you're on the what it is side. But if not, you're going to get on that side. That's my hope. All right. All right. So we're going to discover the pillars. We have three pillars. And I can tell you, I can there's so many people I hear a lot of times that says they don't get enough rest. They don't get enough sleep, things like that. Especially while we're working, because we're on rote. We're just doing it whether we some days you don't even know what you're doing. You ever just driving to work? You don't even really know which way you're going. You just know by rote that I made it to work. You don't remember how you got there. You just know you got there. You go to bed at night and your brain is on and you're not getting any sleep. So radical rest. This is all about prioritizing recovery. Recovery. So let's talk about the first 2 weeks of June or the first 2 weeks that you're out of school for the summer. Prioritizing recovery, especially, like I said, those first 2 weeks. It's not just getting sleep or enough sleep. It's about generally allowing your body and mind to recuperate, allowing your body and your mind to recuperate from all those demands you had throughout the school year. Yes, recuperation. Your body and your mind needs that. So here's what you're going to do. During the first 2 weeks of June, focus solely on biological recovery. Rest is the bridge between burnout and breakthrough. First thing you're going to think about is the no alarm rule for 7 days. No alarm rule for 7 days. And you know what? Your body may just wake up because of our internal clock, but you still don't have to get up out of the bed. This simple act can reduce stress and reset your body's natural rhythms. No alarm for 7 days. Imagine that. Additionally, consider a sensory deprived, a low light, no noise environment in your room, in your bedroom, so that it's reducing some stress. It's thinking about a quiet space. Um, it's no overstimulation. It's giving your senses a break. And it's just quiet. You just want quiet. You want it not, it doesn't have to be dark, dark, but you want it low light so that your body can say, I'm at peace. I'm recovering. And then making sure that you're hydrating and you are nourishing your body with wholesome foods. These are some small changes. Hydration, drinking water throughout the day, eating fresh, healthy food throughout the day. So these are the radical rest things that you will need to do to bridge that gap between burnout and breakthrough. So remember, rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. I'm going to say that again. Rest is not a luxury, it is a necessity. So please, please, let's recoup, let's recover. Now, pillar two, sanity, boundaries. As we move along in our journey, sanity boundaries. Let's explore practical strategies for setting your boundaries that protect your mental space and your energy. First, I want you to consider, and believe me, y'all, this is hard for me too, digital detox. Start by deleting school apps from your phone. You're like, what? What? Start by deleting school apps from your phone. Set an out of office reply for your email that points to August 1st or August 15th, sometime in August. That means you are creating a clean break from work-related stress. You don't need to know what's happening. It'll be waiting for you when you get back, unless there's not any kind of emergency that's really happening over the summer, right? Really isn't. And you'll hear about it probably from somebody calling you up, say, girl, did you hear? Hey, guy, how you doing? Did you hear such and such? So digital detox, that's your first way of creating a boundary. Next, learn to say no. Learn to say no. Decline small favors for next year until you have recharged your own batteries. Can you do me a small favor? No. Can you do me a big favor? No. I'm all out of favors for the summer. I'm all out of favors. I'm not doing any favors. The answer is no. I am recharging my batteries. I will see you in August because you're protecting your energy and you're protecting your peace, which is very, very important. So, protection. Let's talk about that. The next one, protect the transition. Protect the transition. Designate specific no school talk zones with family and colleagues. You don't want to talk about students. You don't want to talk about the school. You don't want to talk about your colleagues. You want to talk about anything that has to do with school. And they're going to try to bring you in. You know they are. Hey, what you going to do for, what are you planning for this school year? What kind of lesson? Go back to that no. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. This is going to help you maintain a clear division between work and personal life, allowing you to recharge effectively. Now, these boundaries, these sanity boundaries, are not just barriers, they are safeguards for your mental health, ensuring you return to work rejuvenated and ready. So, digital detox, learn to say no and protect transitions. It's not too hard, is it? It's not easy, but you can do it. You can do it. Now, pillar three. Kids love to play, and we somehow lose that as adults. But the power of play is so invigorating, and it's just brings something out of you that you have probably not felt in a long time. You can reclaim your identity outside of the classroom, beyond the classroom, reclaiming the non-teacher you. Who are you outside of the classroom? Who are you? Do you remember? Who are you when you're not teaching? Who are you? When I was a principal, I forgot the non-teacher in me because I was always working. All those things that I love to do, my ballet classes, my swimming classes, my morning walks or evening walks, all of the things, the travel, all of that kind of went out the window because I devoted so much of my time to my job as a school administrator. And the same as a teacher. I was bringing home stuff to grade because I didn't want to, not grade papers and plan and all of that stuff. So the non-teacher in me got lost. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to know who you are outside of the classroom. It's crucial, it's essential to your well-being. You need to do activities that bring you some joy and allow you to disconnect from the pressures of education, teaching, school administration. This is vital for your brain, your neurological system, your nervous system, and mood regulation. Who are you? So think about activities that generally make you happy, that make you smile. Maybe it's a hobby that you put on the back burner. Maybe it's some interest that you've always wanted to explore, but you said, I don't have time because I'm always working. I'm always thinking about school. Embrace these things, embrace these pursuits. They're not only enjoyable, but they're part of maintaining your balance and your healthy mindset. Who are you? Who is the non-teacher you? Remember, it's about creating a space where you can be beyond your role as an educator. Let's let's celebrate the joy of rediscovering yourself through play. Yes, the summer is the time to do it. The summer, look, in the wintertime it's cold outside, but in the summer, where I live, I'm outside. As much as possible, I am outside. I am doing the things that I love, and I want you to be able to do the things that you love too. Explore your city, explore your state, go out to dinner, go out to lunch, go hiking, take some painting classes or some other things, go to the movies, have fun. Yeah, have some fun. Yeah, let's take a look at the concept of ideal energy recovery. And there's a trend. There's a trend. So we know those when we first get out for the summer, that early June, that late May, there's this early June crash because we're still tired. We're still tired. So during this time, you're you're like, don't talk to me. My brain is tired. I just want nothing. I want nothingness, right? That's that crash. And then you start to you start to repair in late June. So by July, you're in this flow, like, okay, I'm here. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling rejuvenated. I got this energy. I got this energy. And then you notice around August, you kind of start getting this dip in energy, especially towards late August. This is a natural progression, but it's essential that you plan for maintenance self-care. That's why we're talking about all this stuff. So you can maintain your self-care strategies, right? And then in August too, you start thinking, oh Lord, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. The summer went too fast. The summer went too fast. But by you engaging in regular self-care, we it gives you that space to better manage your energy life cycle, and to maintain some balance, not maintain balance throughout the summer months that will carry you over throughout the school year. This is about building something, building routines, building your strategies for self-care and your well-being, and sticking to those things so that you are always maintaining some level of balance, right? Yeah, I know about that peak. Oh, you're glad to get out, but you crashed. Then you get that flow, and then it's like, oh boy, here we go. But what we want you to do is to be able to maintain it. Now, you have some strategies. There's also a workbook that was in the chat, and also you could scan that code that was on one of the slides so you can work through this. What I want you to look at now, look at your summer self-care blueprint, because you're going to create your summer care self-care blueprint. We have domains, old habits by default, things we do by default, and new intentions. We have digital domain. The old habit is that we're checking emails daily, just in case. Just in case what? Just in case what? You'll be okay. You don't have to check, because first of all, you're going to take that app off your phone. That's first for the summer. And you'll put it back on when it's time. So your new intention, your email app is deleted, or you're setting it to out of office until August 15th or whatever. Then you'll reset it. Social, the social domain, overcommitting to social events. Don't do it. You can't say yes to everything. The soft yes. Maybe not. Decide on that day. Unless it's, of course, if it's a family event, you have to commit to, then you'll commit to that. But all those other little things, you don't have to say yes. You can say, I don't want to. Doesn't that sound good? Why? Because I don't want to. Yes. Thank you for the invite, but that's not for me right now. Intellectual. Reading only professional PD books. That's old habits. Yes, you may want to read a professional book, but why not read for fun? Like reading some pure fiction, some escapism type stuff, just for fun, right? You don't always want to read PD stuff. After a while, it gets old. Yes, you want to be a continuous learner and you want to learn all those things, the new best practices and things like that. But there's a time and a space for that too. There's a time and a space. Sometimes you got to shut your mind off to some things. And then in the morning, our morning domain, waking up to an alarm at 6 a.m. No, turn that alarm off. Remember, no alarm, especially the first 2 weeks. Your body's going to wake up, but you don't have to get up. So new intention is sunlight first, natural awakening. Oh, no alarm. Your body says wake up. Oh, okay, I'm awake. Your body might say wake up, but lay there. So it's okay to lay there. If you have children and they're on a certain schedule, of course, you have to get them ready to do certain things too. But also on some days of rest, teach them that we're not doing anything today. We're going to wake up late. We're going to have a late breakfast and we're just going to go with the flow today. And that's okay to say that. So think about your summer self-care blueprint when you're working in your workbook and come up with some things that you can consistently do and you can maintain throughout the summer. All right. Now, here's a good one. Here's a very good quote. And I'm going to say it a couple of times because it's worth repeating. Rest is not a reward for your work. It is the prerequisite for it. Now, this quote beautifully captures the essence of why self-care and rest are fundamental and not just optional. Rest is not a reward for your work. It is the prerequisite for it. We often think of rest as something we earned after working hard, but in reality, it's essential for us to perform and sustain our best work. If you're not rested, you're not giving your best. You can't. If the glass is half empty or completely empty, you can't, there's not much you can pour into whatever you're doing because you're exhausted. You can't. It's we have to, prioritize rest. I can't say it enough. We have to set a strong foundation for success in all areas of our life. So I'm going to repeat this quote one more time. Rest is not a reward for your work. It is the prerequisite for it. Rest is the resistance. The grind, our body's not made for a consistent, constant grind. It's not. It's not. And it will show you and tell you that it's not. So rest, rest, rest. Think about how different your days might feel if rest was a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. That's quite a shift in the mindset that can lead to more energy, more focus, more creativity, change in mindset, rest, rest. Don't take it for granted. Rest, 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 rest. Now we have come to the end of our session. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we covered about embracing new, healthier habits for the summer. And I'm inviting you to think about one specific goal that resonates with you that you can commit to today. This could be anything about from setting the boundaries to the digital detox, ways that you're going to rest, finding the non-teacher you, the non-teaching you. So take a few moments to consider what you can realistically commit to today that will support you and your well-being, your wellness throughout this summer. Also, work on your workbook, come up with your blueprint, and start being consistent and those strategies and tips that you want to maintain throughout the year. Okay? So finally, I want to thank you for being a part of this workshop. Remember, I'm here to support you. If you have any questions, here is where you contact me. You can also visit my website for more information or email me for more information. Here are some of the services that I provide. Coaching, okay, professional development, workshops, also speaking engagements. So if you feel like you want to discuss some more wellness strategies and tips, I can work with you through that and we can talk about coming up with a plan. And on that note, I am so happy that you took the first step towards your season of serenity and self-care. And don't forget that sanity part. Okay. You all have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you the next time. Take care.